And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to Go or Go Home qualifying for race number 14 of the 2025 edition of the WRA Oreo Cup Series. Welcome here to Charlotte, or welcome back to Charlotte, I should say, as we're getting set for our 14th race of the season and the part I like to call the chase to the chase for the Oreo Cup Series Championship. We have 13 races to go, including tonight's event. We're going to find out who will be the six drivers that will race their way into the show. This is Isaac Willis and GOGH Racing on track in the 36 and 81 respectively. GOGH Racing already had a time on the board, but that was because his pit stall was right behind the start finish line. So this will be officially his first official timed lap. 27.553, 28.154 for Isaac Willis. There's GOGH. This is to get into the Coke 600. You'll see later tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Isaac Willis trying to make his sixth start on the year. GOGH Racing, his sixth start. So we got lap times on the board. There's Elena Aurora in the 84, Desiree Voiles in the 61, Elsie Higdon, Betty Johnson. Next week will be Annie Thomas when we head to a new track. Daniel Voiles back this week for the number 53 machine. This could be Daniel Voiles' final start in this ride. He'll have a new driver in that ride for the remainder of the season since he was only going. He'll also attempt the Brickyard 400. Dalton Jacobs, Trinity Lee this week in the 75. There's Ileana Woodson, Jillian Black, Sarah Littletown, Ashton Wright, Morgan Henderson, Leo Hill, Cheyenne Berkshire just coming out on the track. Kaylee Rankin, Scarlett Wallace, Crystal Fontaine, Ari Springer. We'll see Callie next week when we head to Albuquerque. Gene Evans, Eric Monaco, and here's a new name that joined the party, Chloe Erickson, making her return to the Oreo Cup Series. Donovan Dixon, Danny Rant, this week's driver of the 62. We saw Carolina Bradley last week in the All-Star race. Brenda Eveling, the 33. Roman Crampton, Jessica Shelton, Sam Tinley is right there. There's Morgan LaFay. And that's the entire field we've met. The 31 in this session. Daniel Voyle is currently the fastest at a 27.002. DV did not attempt the Daytona 500 weekend. Desiree Voiles goes quicker. 26,954 for Desiree. Neither Desiree nor Daniel Voiles have made a start together. That was not what I want the phone to do. Eliana Woodson up to third. Morgan Le Fay, Sarah Littleton, Crystal Fontaine would be the 6 drivers that would make the show. We have a tie between the 33 and the 84. That would be Elena Aurora and the 33 of Brenda Eveling. The tiebreaker would go to 33 made 2 starts. The 84 has only made 1. So the 33 team would win the tiebreaker from owner points right here. But as of now, it wouldn't make a difference because they would be, as of now, the cars that would have to go home. Of course, the sun is out. It is hot and slick here at Charlotte. Of course, it's right in the middle of the day. But of course, next week for Go or Go Home qualifying, it's going to be going into the bit of unknown situation. Why, you ask? We're going to Albuquerque, New Mexico. A track that Daniel Voiles has been to and raced at since he runs full-time in the ASCC. And of course, I will thank my friend Siege, who runs both the FARC Low Dollar Series and the ASCC, for making the track. So we're heading to where all the NASCAR teams are located, to a state that has never had an NR race before, excluding FARC. Sam Tenley is now second quickest as Gene Evans has gone to pit road. Right now, the 55 needs to find a thousandth to make this week's race. Eliana Woodson would make the show. Morgan Le Fay would make the show. Let me look at starts here while we're towards the end of the session and focusing on Sarah Littleton. If it stands, don't correct me if I'm wrong, Desiree would be making her second start of the year. Sam Tanley would make his fourth. Daniel Voiles would make his third. Eliana Woodson would make her second because she had a strong top 5 run. Morgan Le Fay would make her debut, and then the 33 of Brenda Eveling would make her second. So everybody would make a start, with the exception of the 02 would make her debut into this week's race. And of course, for Brenda Eveling, as I'm recording this, she didn't attend, or she was cleared to race because she gave birth to twins in the hospital. So we're happy that she is fully recovered, because this was going to be one of her races she was going to run, the 33. So glad to see she is okay. Sarah Littleton not finding that. Now needs to find 700s, because Brenda Eveling's now on the bubble. There's Eric Monaco. Took part in the All-Star race last week. In fact, everybody with the exception of Chloe Erickson took part in the All-Star race weekend festivities. And Danny Rand. I should also include Danny Rand in that conversation. 27.245 for Eric Monaco. As things stand, he would be one of the drivers that would have to go home, unfortunately. And he will continue to free fall through the points. Eric Monaco was 25th in the points coming into this race. And he's been inside the top 30 for most of this season. So with a D&Q, he will fall outside the top 30 in the points table. And unlike when we have go or go home qualifying, like what we had at South Boston, next week it's going to be a different format, because we're going to a new track in Albuquerque, which these drivers have never raced at before. We're going to have a qualifying race. So it's not going to be like a practice, it's going to be qualifying race, which we're going to have. That will start at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, be 8 a.m. local for the Go or Go Homers. So they'll have breakfast, be up early, get ready to go, have Go or Go Home qualifying race. Don't know what the race distance we will have. And then we will have our main event to come. As you're looking at Desiree Voiles, the fastest in this session. does not improve. In fact, the clock has hit 0, so these times will definitely not change between now and then. So it looks like I will confirm as we're going to wait to make sure nobody else has any scoring or if this is it. I think that is it. Yep, that's going to be it. And the 6 drivers who will make the race are going to be Desiree Voiles, Sam Tenley, Daniel Voiles, Eliana Woodson, Morgan Le Fay, who will be making her debut. She'll be the only one who's going to be making their series debut. And Brenda Eveling gets the final transfer spot, so she'll be racing with her girlfriend, Courtney Lynn, later this evening. Unfortunately, the drivers who will not make today's Coke 600 will be waiting to see them next week at Albuquerque. Those drivers include, or unless later races, Sarah Littleton, Chris Fontaine, Elena Aurora, Jillian Black, Gates Racing, Tatum Wright, Trinity Lee, Ari Springer. We'll see her in 2 weeks. Cheyenne Berkshire, Donovan Dixon, Danny Rant, Remy Crampton, Kelsey Higdon, Jessica Shelton, Morgan Henderson, Isaac Willis, Kaylee Rinkin, Betty Johnson, Gene Evans, Scarlett Wallace, Eric Monaco, so that's really going to take him down through the points table. Chloe Erickson, her first DNQ in our first attempt. Ashton Wright, Leo Hill, and Dalton Jacobs. Those drivers will not be in the Coke 600, and we'll have to try again next week unless they're an all-star team. They'll wait later down the line to make their next attempt. But that's going to do it for GOGH Home Qualifying. If you enjoyed this session, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the PCSRA and the WRA crew today. We'll see you guys back here at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the main event as our race weekend at Charlotte still continues on the PCSRA Sports and Gaming channel, celebrating 15 years as the best center racing since 2017.